Hello and welcome back to Mindful Sojourn. I am Janie. If this is your first time joining me, thank you for being here. Thanks for stopping by, and I hope you'll stick around for more. If you are a returning viewer, thank you for your continued support, especially if you are a subscriber. So today I'm gonna try to keep this short because I have to wake up the baby soon. It's too late in the day, and if I let him sleep too late, he will not sleep tonight. So I'm just going to show you this tag that I made. So I recently bought all of these stickers at the swap meet. I got this whole pack for $1. And when I was opening one of the packages to use for a different project, I almost threw this tag-like thing away. It's just the backing in all of these little sticker packs. I almost threw it away, and then I realized I could use it. It's a tag. All I had to do was decorate it. So that's what I'm going to do for you. I'm just going to show you this quick project. And you can do this with, if you buy a product that has a tag with it, especially clothes. Clothes almost always come with tags. So clothes, what else? Stuffed animals, certain toys, certain products usually come with some kind of tag. And it just so happened that these sticker packs had this backing. So it is a rounded tag. It's not, it doesn't have that cut corner type shape, but it's still a tag. And instead of throwing it away, I am going to repurpose it. And my goal is to turn all of these into decorated tags for my upcoming journals. So I just pulled out some scraps. I'm gonna put this back because I'm gonna hoard it a little longer. I love this 6x6 scrapbook paper. This pattern just speaks to me. I love it. So I'm gonna save that for something else. Now this piece of paper, it's just I think it was printer paper maybe, or a sketch pad piece of paper, and I crumpled it up. I just, wrinkled it up into a ball, and then I had some paint that I was using I was just doing mark making, I think. And so I was doing mark making for a junk journal, and I came up with this color, and I just painted over the page just lightly so that the ink would go over the folded parts from after wrinkling it up. So I think I want more of a rough edge here. I'm gonna just tear this down. So I'm basically just collaging. I'm taking scraps, and if this tag didn't have any writing on it, you wouldn't have to really do very much, but I mean, you could still use it as a base and decorate it however you want. But the goal initially with the decorating is to just cover up, all of the words. So I hope you guys are all having a great week. I don't know if this ink, I hope this looks good with this green. The paint that I was playing around with was kind of an army green color. And then I just tore away these edges, so I don't want that white edge. Now I don't care so much about this straight edge because I'm I'm going to have other pieces. Let's see. So I'm just layering. Let's see, I wanted to use some sheet music. Just gonna start tearing. Did I already say I hope you're all having a great week? If not, I hope you are. My husband decided to take a few days off just for a staycation, just for some quality family time. So we've been enjoying having him home. Hope you're all enjoying this change of the season. If you live in a place where the weather changes with the season. It seems like as soon as the equinox occurred, it started getting a little bit chillier here. I don't know, the older I've gotten, the more I appreciate each season just for what it is. I don't really have a favorite anymore. I used to, but now, I don't know. The fall and winter used to be my favorite. But that was primarily because I grew up in a very humid climate and I hated the humidity. It was just miserable. You know, as soon as you walk outside, you're sweaty. But once I started moving around and living in places that I don't know, it's easier to enjoy the summer when you're either near a beach or it's just not as humid. I don't know. So now I love the summer. I love being outside. I love everything about the summer weather and just the sunlight and what it does for my skin and my mental health and everything. But I still do love the fall and all that it has to offer. Now this is looking a little too, I want this to be a little more staggered. Do I want the doily? I don't know. So what I did with this one, I basically, my base layer was a large piece of construction paper, and then this is, I think, another piece of construction paper, but it was white, and I used this scrap of doily. Well, I used this underneath to ink the doily, which kind of in turn became a stencil. And so the design of the doily was printed onto the paper underneath, and I liked how it looked, so I put that down. Then the doily, and then my little centerpieces and decorations. So this is a washi sticker from a little sticker book, and just a phrase, some more washi tape along the edge. And that was basically it. So it's just layers, that's all. I do tend to overthink collaging just because it's new for me. It's not something that I have done for very long. And it's just really easy for me to overthink it. Like, just because you're working with so many different parts, you're working with different layers, and different parts, and it's easy to kind of just get caught up in the, oh, do I use this piece here or do I use this piece? So as you can see here, I'm just kind of experimenting with this sheet music. I wanted to dye this doily. Now if you're inking a doily, you want to be very careful if it's a paper doily, because they are very fragile. But I thought I would test this and see how it would look on this sheet music with the print of the doily on it. I don't know if it'll be very visible. And I am sorry if when I'm recording, if I'm talking about one thing and then I start talking about what I'm doing and then I don't go back to what I was originally talking about. It's gonna happen. Oh, I love that. Oh, look at that. I'm gonna use this one instead because I love how that looks. I'm just gonna round these edges a bit. But yeah, my mom brain, it's so hard for me to remember things like short term. It's insane. And sometimes I still can't believe how long it takes me to think of just a word. You know, I'll be mid-sentence and then I'll think, wait, what's the word I'm trying to think of? And it's just a simple everyday word. And I'm like, what's it called when you know, XYZ? And it's just a simple word and I can't think of it. But yeah, I do apologize if I'm like mid-sentence just making chit chat while I'm doing this. And I interrupt myself by talking about what I'm doing and then I don't come back to what I was talking about. I'm sorry. It's going to happen, and yeah, it just is. It's inevitable. So anyways, I am just layering. I love the way this looks. I almost don't want to cover it up. Do I want this here? Or do I want this underneath? I could do that, just so more of this will be visible. Go with that. And then I could still maybe throw in this doily underneath. I don't know. I don't know if there's a perfect number for collaging, like, you know, how many layers. I've watched some craft videos where they say like, oh, you only want 3 layers or 4 layers or whatever. I think just go with it. Use however many layers you want. I want this sticking out. You know, if you have a couple different sheets of paper of different types and you like how they look and you want to incorporate all of them in your project, go for it. Don't listen to me or anybody else. And then I think I might, I don't know, is that too much? Let me see. Okay, you know what? I said I was gonna not glue it down until I had everything figured out, but it's just moving around too much. I know for sure I want these two here. So I am going to put this one down because I want it to stop moving. I just need to make sure I cover these words down here. Ooh, some of this paint is coming up. I think this was either water, no, it wasn't watercolor. I don't think I have watercolors right now. I think this was acrylic paint. Oh, so that goes that way. See, the design was printed on here this way, so I could have this be like parallel, kind of like that. I don't know if I want to cover up that hole. I don't know if I'm going to use that or not. Ah! Yeah, I think I like that. Okay, so for this doily, I'm just gonna put a few globs over these thicker parts and a little along the trim, and then just kind of spread it around. There's not really a great way to glue these down. It's going to get on your hands. It's going to be messy, but it's okay. Just stay calm. Okay. And now I want this. Okay, now before I put this down, I need to decide, do I want this like this or like this? I think I want it like that. Okay, so then this needs to go next. Now the amount of glue that you use for something like this will be determined by whether or not you plan to do any sewing. Because if you take this to your sewing machine to glue some of these layers down, or even just along the border, you don't necessarily have to use as much glue. Where do I want this? I think I want this all the way. I think I want this all the way to that edge. Oh, that's okay. Okay, and now this one. Oh, hi, Obi. How did you get in here? My husband just opened the door and saw that I was filming, and one of the dogs snuck in. Okay. Now, for a focal point, I might use one of these stickers. Let's see. These are all different sizes, and they're kind of transparent. So, and you can cut, you know, if you don't want to use the whole thing. Excuse you, Obi. I think I like the smaller one. I think that's perfect. I'm not gonna overthink it. I'm just gonna do it. Oh man, this glue. I can't stand that feeling. Okay, what time is it? Oh, I gotta wake up the baby. He has been sleeping long enough. Come on. So these tags, you can, I put a pocket on the back, and if the tag that you're working with, let's say you're doing what I have done, why is this not coming apart? Let's say you're repurposing some kind of shopping tag from a piece of clothing. What the heck? Okay, so the sticker's on this side. There we go. Let's say you're repurposing a tag from like a piece of clothing, and there's only words or something on one side, then you only need to decorate one side, like to cover up the lettering. But for the sake of time, I'm only going to do this one side. So there is words on the back, or there are words on the back. So like I said, I turned this side into a pocket, and then I just inked to cover up all the white, and then I stamped this image on. You can do something like that, or you can cover the whole piece in the whole back side in one piece of lighter paper if you want it to be like a, you know, just a decorative tag on one side and a journal card on the other, or you can layer pockets to cover any writing on the back of the tag that you're reusing. But that's basically it. And then of course you can ink the edges, you can sew along the edge, but that's it. It's quick, easy, just add a few layers, and like I said, with collaging, I don't think there's a science behind it. It's just an art, and beauty, with any art, beauty's in the eye of the beholder. So if you like fewer layers or more layers, just go with what you like. It doesn't have to be complicated and crazy and anything like that. So be creative and use what you have and repurpose as much as you can and all that good stuff. So wish me luck. I'm gonna go wake up the baby. Hopefully he's not too cranky for the rest of the day. All right, bye.